good morning, and welcome to Deccan Herald. It's November 14th, and in a short while, the verdict of the people of the Bihar will be clear. Voting has started, first the postal ballots, followed by the EVMs. Throughout the day, we will be bringing you updates. I would like to let all our viewers know that every hour, Deccan Herald will come with a live bulletin giving you the latest updates that are coming in from Bihar election results. Today, to discuss and to start the session, I have with me my colleague Sumit Pandey. Hi, Sumit. Sumit, am I audible? Is my audio clear?
Yeah. Please go ahead.
Okay, let's start the ball rolling and just talk about the very fact that every party is contesting to win, but here there's a peculiar thing that no party is contesting, or no major party is contesting a majority number of seats. How do you look at the single largest party being formed here, its importance?
Well, I think, yes, only one party is contesting more than half the number of seats, that is the RJD, which is contesting 143. But yes, we have seen over the last so many years that the fight in Bihar, either ways within the alliance also, is to emerge as the single largest party. So BJP contesting 101 seats, it cannot, possibly not get an absolute majority. Similarly for JDU. So in the contest with Bihar, first is to emerge as the single largest party, because in case at no pre-poll alliance gets an absolute majority, then obviously you become the chief contender to form the government, or then the governor is likely to invite you first to form the government. Now that is one thing. And also within the alliance, within the BJP and JDU, and also when the RJD and JDU have contested together, there's always this contest to emerge as the single largest party within, because then your claim for the leadership position within the alliance, it gets strengthened. Last time around, if you remember, that BJP got more seats than Nitish Kumar, who got 43 as compared to BJP in 70s, but they conceded the chief ministership. But then it was seen as a part of concession and not really the moral, mandate which Nitish Kumar would have expected or wanted to at that point in time to lead the government. So I think these dynamics play in Bihar, but numbers I think are emerging very interesting as we go ahead. Though the election commission side currently is giving the numbers in only 5 to BJP alliance, 2 to RJD, and 1 to International Congress. That's the official numbers that they are getting. But yes, television channels who have their reporters and their people on the ground, they are giving much more numbers, I think.
But I would also, just correct me if I'm wrong over here. Election Commission focuses on seats which are confirmed, while news channels and other media organizations go with the early trends. Is that right? That's why this discrepancy in numbers.
Election Commission data is basically based on, so at the end of each round of counting. Also, at the end of the first round, this time is obviously between 8 and 8:30 is the postal ballot. So at the end of that, there is an official announcement, in presence of all the candidates or their representatives, that, at the end of round one, or at the end of this particular postal ballot round, these are the numbers which everybody has got. So the election commission data is primarily based on what is officially announced and can be considered a very credible piece of information. The news channels have their reporters, their agencies on panel across the state who provide them the data independent.
I'll come back to a figure that you just briefly mentioned. The NDA alliance, both the BJP and the Janata Dal United contested 101 seats each. Now, given that the early trends, these are early trends, I should actually remind our viewers, they could change, but early trends suggest that the BJP is a bit ahead, say about by 16 to 17 seats ahead of the JDU. How do you see this? Is there, because to put it in context, there was also some confusion, reluctance from the side of the BJP, if we could read it, in naming Nitish Kumar as a chief ministerial candidate. How do you put all this together and read?
Well, currently, every channel is giving a different number. Every agency is giving a different number. But as I said, I think some of the agencies are, although BJP and JDU are almost close, BJP may be a little ahead, but the RJD numbers as the single largest party sound some agencies are giving. That is the very, very interesting number. The RJD, if it is currently, is the single largest, I mean, it's very early to say, predict anything. We have had elections in Bihar like 2015, which have just turned on their head. And initially, BJP had started celebrating, and the election ended in favor of RJD and JDU combined. Again, we come with a disclaimer that it's very, very early trend. Election Commission sites are only giving around a dozen or less than a dozen trends currently. But yes, if we were to go by the numbers that are appearing on various television channels, if BJP and JDU are very close, imagine, I mean, the fact is that JDU had reached a rock bottom the last time around, 43 seats out of 100 plus
Yes.
that they contested. It has to go up. Now, how much it gains and how close it is to the BJP, that is one aspect. The other aspect is
Okay.
what are the RJD numbers as a political party. Some of the trends also show that Congress, interestingly, is in double digits. One of the reasons why the RJD Mahagathbandhan alliance was dragged down was because of the Congress performance last time when they won only 19 out of 70 odd seats that they contested. So, what's the performance of the Congress is going to be, and whether the CPI-ML, which had a very
Yes.
high strike rate of 12 out of 19 seats, how they are going to fare in these elections, I think that's also going to be very, very critical. I think we can see that 9 seats
Could you also just
could.
shed a bit light on the Mahagathbandhan alliance? As you said, last time the CPIML got 19, this time it's got 20. The Congress is contesting from 61 seats and the RJD from 143. How do you see things panning out in the India alliance or the Mahagathbandhan if things are to stay as they are at the moment?
I think RJD obviously is going to be pulling force. And the people have feared in Bihar all along that whether Congress would drag the alliance down. See, Congress's importance in an alliance as a minor player is important. Some people say that Congress doesn't bring much to the table. But yes, it has, why it's there is that first of all, it's a national party which creates or stitches that alliance together, and any anti-BJP alliance. And in the past, we have seen in states like Jharkhand, the neighboring state, wherever Congress has done well or has been able to contain BJP in the urban areas, the opposition
Yes.
alliance tends to gain. So one of reason why BJP has lost Jharkhand 2 consecutive times and JMM alliance has won is that Congress has been able to get its share of seats or pluck its share of seats from the BJP, which they couldn't last time in 2020. But that gave BJP or the NDA alliance an edge. So I think we'll have to see how they perform this time around, though they are expecting to do well in the Simanchal region where Asaduddin Owaisi and his candidates dented their prospects majorly the last time around.
That brings me to the third alliance. It's a smaller one, the Grand Democratic Alliance, in which the AIMM is a part. There are about 79 seats. Do you think, what do you think is their impact going to be over
I
here
think
in this
it's
election?
primarily, if you look at it, I mean, there are three participants in that, Mr. Owaisi, the Azad Samaj Party, and if I'm not wrong, Mr. Maurya from Uddhav. Though two are primarily UP. So one
I think we have lost connection with Sumit. We'll just work on that. In the meantime, I'll just bring you up on the figures. The third alliance, which is actually in the contention, is the Grand Democratic Alliance, which has the AIMM. It has the Rashtriya Lok Janshakti Party. It has the Azad Samaj Party, Kanchiram, and what Sumit was mentioning, the Apni Janata Party. It's interesting to see how these figures will actually pan out. We will be looking at it. I want to remind our viewers that we will be coming in with regular live bulletins all through the day at 10 a.m., at 11, at 12 p.m. At 1:30, we have an extensive discussion with our reporters who have been on the field, followed by another live bulletin at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., 5, and finally at 7 p.m. we have a discussion by when most of the trends and the patterns would be known, even the results would be known by then. We'll just wait for see if we can actually get our patch with Sumit Pandey. In the meantime, I would like to remind our viewers that we have about the contest is happening for about 243 seats. Last time the NDA got through. This time there are key contests in quite a few states, quite a few seats. And we would also like to look at the polling happened on November 6 and 9. This time it's interesting because we seem to have got 1 second, Sumit. Yes, there is still an issue with the connection. We're trying to establish that. In the meantime, if you go to the Deccan Herald website, you can actually see the live figures that are there. At the moment, looking at the site, you can see that NDA is leading in 94 seats, the Mahagathbandhan in 63, others in 3, and we are waiting for about 83 seats to actually be announced. They're being halfway through, they're being counted. That is it. For more live updates, you should actually go to our website, which is www.deccanherald.com. Hi, Sumit, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Viju.
Okay, so when the connection actually had gone, we were talking about the Grand Democratic Alliance. I would also like to get your views about the Jan Swaraj Party, which incidentally is the party which is contesting the most number of seats, 238. Could you just shed a bit of light on what you think about the performance of Prashant Kishore's party?
Well, the day he decided not to contest himself, I think we were out of the fray. Once the leader itself says that he's not contesting, then the seriousness of the campaign, which he had built over 2 years, it fizzles out. If you remember,
I remember you had mentioned in one of our shows that the day he announced that he was not contesting, it turned from a three-way contest to a two-way.
I ask you a very simple question. Do you even how many people actually know what is the symbol of Jan Swaraj Party? Prashant Kishore as a brand may have emerged in these elections. His name may have emerged. Even if somebody like Prime Minister Modi, when he goes to Patna for an election rally or a roadshow, he carries a symbol. Why does he do that? Because he's telling his voters in constituencies where, say, JDU is contesting, and his voters are not there, or rather, in constituency where his party is contesting and JDU is not there. That's a message to them. If you don't see the arrow of JDU, it's the symbol of lotus that you have to vote for. Symbols are important. 2015, if we have all covered the Delhi elections, Arvind Kejriwal was the face, but it was Jhadu, which the Aam Aadmi Party was able to propagate everywhere. In this election, Prashant Kishore may have been able to raise issues. He may have emerged as a brand himself in Bihar, but whether his party or a symbol also got registered with the people, I think the numbers will tell.
Okay, finally, before we actually wind up the session, I would like to ask you, are there any key contests or key battles that you are keenly following that you think would be very important symbolically? We seem to have an issue with Sumit's connection yet again. I think we've lost him. We'll wait for a minute to see how it works. In the meantime, I would like to actually say that the seats that I'm actually following is actually Tejashwi Yadav's seat in Rajbor. Then you have Tarapur, where the BJP's deputy chief ministerial candidate Samrat Chaudhary is actually fighting an election. These would be interesting seats because it would determine how actually the wind is blowing. This morning also, if you actually visit the website, you would actually understand Tejashwi Yadav has given a bite saying that he is confident that Badlav is on its way. Sumit, we've got Sumit back. Sumit, before I lose your connection again, any key contests that you're actually following and because of symbolic reasons of what it would mean?
See, in Bihar, except for a very small phase when Jitendra Raji was the chief minister, Nitish Kumar has primarily been a member of the upper house, that is the Legislative Council. Other key contests, yes, I would want to know what happens in Mahua, where Tej Pratap, the son, was rebelled from Lalu's
the rebel son Tej Pratap, apparently as per current trends and leads, is actually leading from that seat.
Yeah, so see, Bihar,
it's early. It's way early, but
Bihar won't be about big faces. I think Bihar is more about the parties and the alliances, whether they work or not. And within the alliances, which party emerges as the single largest, biggest.
All right, sure. I would like to remind our viewers once more that every hour we'll be coming in with a live bulletin. Stay tuned to Deccan Herald's YouTube channel for the latest videos. And for the latest stories and live updates, go to our website, www.deccanherald.com. Till then, have a good day.